So, good evening and welcome to tonight class once again. So, we'll be looking at the date and time functions tonight. So, it is used to manipulate the date and time columns. So, your day-to-day analysis, like I said, you have to come across it. You have a need for it. So, it's better. So, we are going to look at how you can understand this. So, I already have this particular table down already. So this is a table that has a kind of values that I need for this. So in your analysis now, you don't know when you might have to make use of this. So, and you should be able to know how to manage it when it comes, when you have to manage dates and so you should be able to. So I've already created a table already. So this is a table. You can see the table. We have the product name, the product ID, order date, and the amount. So what if you are working with a company that has a need for this? You have the product name, the product ID, you have the order. Let's just say like working for like Jumia, all those Amazon and so you have a need to deal with this. You have to manage this. So this is what we are looking at. This order date, this particular column is what we are looking at. So now let's look at it. First, we are going to start with date diff, which is the date difference. I've created a new query. So now let's copy this and paste there and see what we are going to get. If I should run this, I'm getting 7. It's giving me 7. What does that mean? Select date diff. So we now have 25, 11, then 08. So we now have 2025, 11, and 01. So now what is the difference between this date and this date? It's just 7. From 01 you have 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 0. So the difference between this and this is just 7 days. That's what they are talking about here. That's what we are looking at here. The difference between this and this is just 7. The date this order was made, just the difference is 7 days. That's what they are looking at. It's just like, what's today's date? Today's date is the 8th of November, right? The 8th of November. So today's date now, an order was made today. Another order was made on the, let's just say on Monday. Monday should be, today is Saturday 8, Sunday 9. Monday should be 10. So now another order was made on the 10th. So now what is the difference between today being 8? Okay, this is already 8. And let me do something. So this one is just like removing it. So it's just like saying, what is the difference? The difference is just 2 days from today and Monday. The difference is just 2 days. So that is what date diff does. Just looking at the difference between the two dates, today's date and the on Monday date. What is the difference? Just 2 days. So that is what date diff means. Now the date format. So I will call this one date difference. So let's look at date format. There's no need for this. So date format is just to, let's say I have select date format and I put this date percentage. Look at what this is going to return. This is returning the 8, just returning the date. It's returning the date. If I put M here, it will return the month, which is November. If I put Y here, it will return the year, which is 2025. So that is what it's all about. So, but now another thing, if I use small letter Y, it's returning 25, which is just, it will ignore this 20 and just return 25, which still means 2025. No, we use that. If I put small m, look at what it's going to return. It will just return 11, not November. So the capital will return the year in word, while the smaller letter will return the year in figure, digits, like November is 11. If I put small, okay, I've done with Y, D. So this is just return the date, which is 08. Not the other one was 8th, like, so you understand. So that is how it works. So let's come to this one. Select day. You can see that day is a keyword. So this kind of things, you don't use it as a column name. So if I run this one, it's just like what we did here, like date format, but it's a bit different. It's just like date format. Let me just say like that, just like date format. So if I run this one now, it's returning 8, which is the day. If I change this to month, it's returning the month. So you can see use this one. If I change this to year, it's returning the year. This one too can also work with I don't think quarter will work with this, with what I have here. Quarter will not work with the date I have here. It won't work. So okay, it works. What is November? November falls under the 4th quarter of the year, isn't it? So that's what this is talking about. November falls under the 4th quarter of the year. January, February, March, that's the 1st quarter. January, February, March, April, May, June, the 2nd. July, August, September, the 3rd. So October, November, December, the 4th. So November falls under 4th quarter of the year. So that's what it's just returning here. You see the concept. So this one now I can say day, month, year, and water. All right. So another one now, the last one, add date. The last one is the add date. Select add date into bracket, you put the date, interval 10-day. So what this does is, if I run this, what happens? 8 is, the date here is 8, right? That means I've added 10 days to this particular date. That will make it, if you add 10 to 8, what is that? That is 18. So that's what that means. If I reduce this to 5, okay, let's just say 2. So this one is supposed to be 2025 11 10. I think that's what we are supposed to have. You can see. So now it's just like you are adding date. There's another one called, let me select this. I will come down. I will call it sub date. So now if I run this one, it's just like addition and subtraction. So if I run this, it's taking 2 days out of the original day. So it's going to return 6. While this one is adding 2 days to this original date, which will now make it 10. All right. Let me check something. Okay, I have an error. Fine. So you can see this is a one for add date, and this is a one for sub date. So let's do something. Let me run this. So instead of making use of the sub date, you can still use -2. So you can use the add date. Instead of changing this, you can still use -2. This is just like you reducing 2 from the original day. This one now, so just like you are removing 2 from the original date. So it's just something you can just make use of. You can still make use of the sub date and the add date to get the sub date. So now that is it about time and date function. What I'm just doing now, I'm just kind of like browsing through. Not like browsing through. I'm just teaching you, not using real world scenario. That's what I'm just trying to do now. So now you're asking yourself, what of the table he created? He has not made use of it. Yes, because there's no need for it. There's no need for the table that I created. But now, so how can you make use of that table I created? So let me just do only one so that when I give tax, people will not look lost. So I can equally, in that table I have other dates, right? Other date. I think it's well spelled. I think this should be the other date. other dates. So I can now put today's date, but instead of writing today's date I can use this. Let me show you guys this thing. I can use this. This stands for, this will return the current date for me. Instead of just typing the what's today's date. Today's date is 8 November 2025, right? But if I use this, it will just return this today's date for me using this 6 date. It means today's date. It just return the current date, and if you are working with time, return the current time for you. So AS, let me bring it this. Let me see how the other dates so that we can compare. What's the name of this table? Oh, I think it's products. I think I'm correct. Okay, let me run. Let me see if I'm correct. Okay, I'm correct. Okay, I'm correct. So now look at, this is just returning the date difference. This is returning the date difference for us. So this is a date difference from this, from the explanation I was trying to make. What's it? That's why I use that simplest one, so that even I use this one, it will look a bit complex. I use this one. This is today's date is 10. Okay, today's date is 8. From 8 to 10, what's the difference? Just difference of 2 days. So that's what it means. So this is how to apply it. So now this other one, date format. Let me just do the date format on. So I can still call my other date here. Okay. Should I give it alias? Right, let me see. So let me add the other date so that we can compare. Right. I think it's okay like this. So this is it. This is just like returning the day for me. The day of this one is 1, 2. I think it's just serially the 1st of January 2020. Second, just returning the date for me. So I can put alias as, let me say days. Should I say days? So let's just do it like that, right? So these are the days. Just returning the days from the other dates for me. Let's just say you have something like this. You just want to fish out the days. Here is a bit complex, a bit confusing. So you just want to fish out the days. So that is how to do it. So you can now see how you can apply your your real data to get it. So this one now was just like teaching you the how to understand it, what it means. So now from there, because when the task comes, it will ask you to use your real data for it. So this is how to put it. Where I have the date, you replace it with the other date and still do your stuff. The column name, my own is other date. I don't know what your own will be. So that is just it about the dates and time functions. Any question? Let's talk. Do you have questions? Okay. I think in the absence of questions, you guys have been able to follow along. And if it's looking somehow to you, a video will come that you can study and look at how I'm doing it and understand. So that is it about date and times functions, like the date diff, date format, day, quarter, add date, and so on. I think this one now. Okay, let's just look at this tomorrow, right? Let's look at this tomorrow. I had a class with the I had a class. Okay, I'm done. All right, we are done with tonight's class.